I heard my girlfriend call me a placeholder. Said I was the guy women date just to kill time. I didn't yell. Didn't cry. Didn't even confront her. I just went silent, completely ghost mode. And 5 days later, she was banging on my door at 3 p.m., tears streaming down her face, because karma had just delivered a package she wasn't ready to open. Hey everyone, before we jump in, hit that subscribe button for Reddit family stories. We drop real stories like this daily, and you don't want to miss what happens next. So here's what went down. Marcus overheard his girlfriend Jessica telling her friends he was just temporary, the boring backup plan. Instead of confronting her, he went completely silent. Days later, while Jessica was panicking about why he was distant, someone recorded her at a wine bar kissing her ex. When that video hit her phone, everything exploded. This is what happens when you let karma handle your revenge. Let's get into it. My name is Marcus. I'm 28 years old, and 3 weeks ago I learned something that changed my entire perspective on relationships. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just stepping back, staying quiet, and letting the truth do its job. But let me take you back to the beginning, to where this whole thing started. I'd been dating my girlfriend, Jessica, for about a year and a half, 18 months. And honestly, for most of that time, I thought she was the one. We met at our mutual friend's barbecue party in the summer. It was one of those perfect afternoons, you know? Sun shining, music playing, everyone in a good mood. I was standing by the grill talking to some guys from work when Jessica walked in. I noticed her immediately. She had this presence, this energy. She was wearing a sundress and laughing at something her friend said, and when she walked past me to grab a drink, our eyes met. "Hey," she said. Just like that. Simple. "Hey," I said back, and we ended up talking for 3 hours straight. About everything. Travel, music, our jobs, our families. She told me about her marketing job and how stressful it was. I told her about my work as a software developer and how I spent way too much time staring at code. We exchanged numbers that night. By the next weekend, we were on our first date at this little Italian restaurant downtown. And by the end of that date, I was pretty sure I was falling for her. Jessica was incredible. At least, that's what I thought for a long time. She had this way of lighting up every room she walked into. She was spontaneous, adventurous, always dragging me to try new things. Rock climbing, salsa dancing, spontaneous road trips. Things I never would have done on my own. Me, I'm the complete opposite. I'm more of a homebody. Quiet, reserved. I like my routines. Friday nights with a good book or a movie. Sunday mornings at the coffee shop with my laptop. I'm not the life of the party. I'm the guy in the corner, having a deep conversation with 1 or 2 people. And for the first year, that worked. We balanced each other out. She pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I grounded her when she got too impulsive. We were like puzzle pieces that fit perfectly together. Or so I thought. People always told me I was a good boyfriend. Thoughtful. Reliable. My friends would say things like, "Man, you're such a solid guy. Jessica's lucky to have you." And I believed them. I thought those were good qualities to have. But somewhere along the way, I started to wonder if maybe being nice and reliable wasn't enough. If maybe those things that made me a good person also made me boring. The first year with Jessica was genuinely great. We did all the couple things. Dinner dates at new restaurants. Movie marathons on rainy weekends. Weekend trips to the coast where we'd walk on the beach and talk for hours. She'd drag me to parties with her marketing friends, and I'd take her to quiet bookstores and art galleries. We had our routine. Every Wednesday, we'd cook dinner together at her place. Every Saturday morning, we'd go for coffee and plan our weekend. It was comfortable. It was good. But around the 14-month mark, things started to change. Small things at first. Things I told myself didn't matter. She started making these little comments. "Marcus, you're too nice sometimes. Like, way too nice. You need to stand up for yourself more." I'd laugh it off. "What do you mean?" "Like last week when that waiter messed up our order. You just said it was fine. You didn't even ask him to fix it. It wasn't a big deal." That's what I mean. Everything's not a big deal with you. Sometimes you need to make things a big deal. I didn't really know how to respond to that, so I just nodded and changed the subject. Then there were comments about my career. "Do you ever think about starting your own company? Like, being more entrepreneurial?" "I like my job," I'd say. "It's stable. The pay is good. I get to work on interesting projects." "But don't you want more? Don't you want to be in charge of something?" "Not really. I'm happy where I am. She'd get this look on her face. This disappointed look. Like I just told her I had no ambition. No drive. And maybe she was right. Maybe I didn't have the same hunger she had. But I was content. Wasn't that okay? The comments that really got to me, though, were the ones about her ex, Ryan. She'd dated him for 2 years before we met. And according to her, he was everything I wasn't. More confident. More assertive. More of an alpha. She'd bring him up in the strangest moments. We'd be watching a movie, and she'd say, Ryan loved this movie. He made me watch it like 5 times. Or we'd be at a party, and someone would tell a story, and she'd say, that reminds me of something Ryan did once. What at first, I tried to be understanding. Everyone has a past. Everyone compares their current relationship to previous ones. It's normal, right? But after a while, it started to eat at me. The constant comparisons. The little comments about how Ryan would have handled things differently. How Ryan was more decisive. How Ryan always knew what he wanted. One time, we were at dinner with her friends, and someone asked how we met. Jessica told the story, and then one of her friends said, "Wet. So Marcus pursued you." Jessica laughed. Not exactly. It was pretty mutual. Marcus isn't really the pursuing type. He's more chill about things. The friend raised her eyebrows. Interesting. And Jessica added, Ryan used to chase me like crazy. It was kind of intense. But with Marcus it's different. More relaxed. I smiled and nodded. But inside, I felt like I'd just been insulted. Like being relaxed was code for not passionate enough. I started to wonder if she actually loved me, or if she just loved the idea of being in a relationship. If maybe I was just convenient, safe, easy. But I pushed those thoughts away. Told myself I was being paranoid. That every relationship has rough patches. I had no idea how right my instincts were. Or how soon everything would come crashing down. 3 weeks ago, everything I thought I knew about my relationship shattered in the span of about 90 seconds. It was a Saturday night. Jessica's friend Olivia was hosting a game night at her apartment. Nothing fancy. Just 8 or 9 of us sitting around playing card games, drinking beer, eating pizza. It was supposed to be a fun, low-key evening. I'd met most of Jessica's friends before. Olivia was her work friend, this bubbly marketing manager who loved hosting parties. Then there was Chelsea, who Jessica had known since college. And a few other people I'd met once or twice at other gatherings. When we got there around 7 p.m., everyone was already pretty relaxed. Music playing, drinks flowing, people scattered around Olivia's living room. Jessica immediately fell into conversation with her friends. I grabbed a beer and joined a group of guys playing cards at the dining table. We got into this intense game of poker, trash talking, laughing. It was actually fun. Around 9:30, I was running low on my drink. I excused myself from the poker game and headed to the kitchen to grab another beer from Olivia's fridge. The kitchen was separated from the living room by just a half wall. One of those open, concept layouts. You could see into the living room from the kitchen. But if you were standing at the fridge, you were kind of hidden from view. As I opened the fridge door, I heard Jessica's voice. She was sitting on the couch with Olivia and Chelsea, and they were having one of those girl talk conversations. You know, the kind where voices get a little louder because everyone's had a few drinks. At first, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just grabbing my beer, getting ready to head back to the poker game. But then I heard my name. Marcus is sweet. Don't get me wrong, Jessica was saying, and she had that laugh in her voice. That specific tone she used when she was about to say something cutting, but thought it was hilarious. My hand froze on the beer bottle. But, Chelsea prompted, clearly sensing there was more. Jessica laughed. But you guys know what I mean. He's like, okay, how do I say this? He's the guy women date only to pass time. My heart stopped. Literally stopped. Oh my God, Jessica, Olivia said, but she was giggling. No, I'm serious, Jessica continued. Like, he's nice. He's stable. He's got a good job. He's reliable. He treats me well. But he's not the guy you end up with. He's the placeholder. You date him while you're figuring out what you really want. Chelsea burst out laughing. That's so brutal. But oh my God, I kinda get it, right? Jessica said, and I could hear the energy in her voice. She was on a roll now. Like, I do love him. I really do. But sometimes I look at him and I'm just like, what am I actually doing here? He's not ambitious. He's not exciting. He doesn't challenge me. He's just there. So why are you still with him? Olivia asked. There was a pause. I was standing completely still now, hidden behind the kitchen wall, gripping the beer bottle so hard I thought it might shatter. I don't know, Jessica said. I guess because it's comfortable, and I'm not ready to deal with the drama of a breakup. Plus, he's really good to me. Like, he does all the boyfriend things. He remembers anniversaries and plans dates and listens to me vent about work. It's just, he's boring. Chelsea finished. He's boring. Jessica agreed. And what about Ryan? Olivia asked. Didn't you say he reached out to you a few weeks ago? My blood ran cold. He did, Jessica said. Got softer. More excited. We've been texting a little bit. Nothing serious. Just catching up, Jessica. Chelsea said in that warning tone, like she knew this was dangerous territory. I know, Jessica said. But God, talking to him again just reminded me of what it felt like to be with someone who actually had fire. You know, like Ryan was intense. He was passionate. He knew what he wanted and he went after it. Marcus just drifts. Are you going to see Ryan? Olivia asked. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. They moved on to a different topic after that. Started talking about someone's work drama. But I didn't hear any of it. I stood in that kitchen for what felt like an eternity, but was probably only 30 seconds. My chest felt tight. My hands were shaking. I wanted to walk out there. Wanted to confront her right in front of everyone. Wanted to see the look on her face when she realized I'd heard every single word. But something stopped me. Maybe it was shock. Maybe it was pride. Maybe I just knew that confronting her in that moment wouldn't change anything. It would just make me look desperate. Make me look like exactly the kind of guy she'd just described, passive, unable to stand up for himself. So instead I took a deep breath, opened the beer, composed my face into something neutral, and I walked back into the living room like I hadn't heard a single thing. I sat back down at the poker table, laughed at jokes, played another round, made conversation. On the outside I was completely normal, but inside, everything had changed. Every time I glanced over at Jessica on the couch, laughing with her friends, I felt this cold detachment settling over me. Like I was watching a stranger, someone I used to know but didn't anymore. Around 11:30, people started heading out. Jessica came over, a little tipsy, and wrapped her arms around me. Ready to go, babe? Yeah, I said. My voice sounded flat even to my own ears. We said our goodbyes. Jessica hugged Olivia and Chelsea, told them she loved them. I shook hands with the guys from the poker game. And then we left. In the car, Jessica was in a great mood. She was talking about how fun the night had been, how much she loved game nights with friends, how Olivia's apartment was perfect for hosting. I just drove. Kept my eyes on the road. Gave one-word responses. You okay? She asked after a few minutes. You've been super quiet. Just tired, I said. You're always quiet, she said, laughing. And then she reached over and squeezed my hand. That's one of the things I love about you. You're so calm. So steady. I wanted to scream. Wanted to pull the car over and ask her how she could sit there and say that after what she'd just said about me an hour ago. But I didn't. I just squeezed her hand back and kept driving. When I pulled up to her apartment, she leaned over and kissed me. I love you, she said. Love you too, I said automatically. She got out of the car, waved at me from her doorway, and disappeared inside. I sat in my car for 10 minutes. Just sat there in the dark, engine off, hands on the steering wheel. And then I drove home. I got into bed fully clothed. Lay on my back, stared at the ceiling. Watched the shadows move across the walls. The words played in my head on repeat. Placeholder. The guy women date only to pass time. Not the guy you end up with. He's just there. I didn't sleep that night. Not even a little bit. And by the time the sun came up Sunday morning, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to disappear. Sunday morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. I hadn't really slept, but I also couldn't lie in bed anymore. My mind was racing. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard Jessica's voice. Heard her laughing with her friends about how I was just a placeholder. I got up, made coffee, sat on my couch and just stared at my phone. Around 11 a.m., Jessica texted me. Jessica, brunch today. Miss you. I stared at that text for probably 20 minutes. Just stared at it. Part of me wanted to respond immediately. To call her and ask her what the hell she'd been thinking last night. To demand an explanation. But the bigger part of me knew that would be pointless. If I confronted her now, she'd just deny it or minimize it. Tell me I was overreacting. That she was drunk. That it didn't mean anything. And then we'd have this big emotional conversation where she'd cry and apologize and promise to do better. And I'd probably forgive her because that's what I always did. But nothing would actually change. She'd still see me as boring, as temporary, as not good enough. So instead of calling her, I put my phone down and went for a run, a long one. 5 miles turned into 8. I ran until my legs were shaking and my lungs were burning, and I couldn't think anymore. When I got back home, it was almost 2 p.m. Jessica had sent 2 more texts.
Hello, Jessica. Are you okay?
I picked up my phone and typed out a response. Me, can't today. Got some stuff to handle. Okay. Tomorrow then. I'll let you know. But I already knew I wasn't going to let her know. I was done. I was completely done. Monday came. I went to work. Focused on code. Kept myself busy. Jessica texted me around lunch. Was Jessica, how's your day going? I waited 3 hours to respond. Asked me, busy. That night, she called. I stared at her name on my screen, watched it ring and ring until it went to voicemail. She left a message, but I didn't listen to it. She texted immediately after. F. Jessica's. Everything okay? You're being weird. Esma, just have a lot on my mind. Astis Jessica, want to talk about it.
Was Mia, not right now.
Tuesday was more of the same. Short texts, ignored calls. I could feel her starting to panic. The messages were getting longer, more urgent. Jessica's, Marcus, seriously. What's going on? Did I do something? Nothing's going on. Just need some space. Jessica, space from what? We've barely talked in 3 days. I didn't respond to that one. Tuesday evening around 8 p.m. she called again, and again, and again. 4 calls in a row. Finally, I answered. Marcus, her voice was tight, stressed. What is happening right now? Nothing's happening. Don't give me that. You've been completely distant since Saturday night. You're avoiding me. Did I do something? Did I say something? I almost laughed. Did she seriously not remember? Or did she just not realize I'd heard? I've just been thinking, I said. My voice was calm, flat. Thinking about what? About us. About what we both want from this. About whether we're actually on the same page. There was silence on the other end. I could almost hear her brain working, trying to figure out what I meant. Where is this coming from? She finally asked. Her voice had gone small. Scared. It's just been on my mind lately. That's all. Marcus, you're really scaring me right now. Are you? She paused. Are you breaking up with me? The question hung in the air. I thought about saying yes. Thought about just ending it right there over the phone and being done with it. But something stopped me. Maybe I wanted her to feel what I'd been feeling for the past 3 days. The confusion. The uncertainty. The constant wondering. I don't know yet, I said. I need some space to think. Space? Her voice went up an octave. Marcus, we just spent 4 days barely talking? How much more space do you need? I'll let you know when I figure it out. That's not fair. I hung up. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. But I also felt this weird sense of power. For the first time in our relationship, maybe for the first time in my life, I wasn't being nice. I wasn't being accommodating. I wasn't bending to make someone else comfortable. I was just being honest. And honest meant I needed her to stay away. She texted immediately. This is ridiculous. We need to talk face to face. I set my phone down and didn't respond. Over the next hour, more texts came in. Fast Jessica, please don't do this. Jessica, can we at least talk like adults? Says Jessica. I don't understand what I did wrong. Just Jessica, Marcus, please. I'm freaking out right now. I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb and went to bed. Wednesday morning, I woke up to 12 messages from Jessica. I didn't read any of them, just swiped the notifications away. I went to work, had meetings, wrote code, acted like everything was normal. But inside, I felt completely numb, like I was moving through water, like nothing was quite real. Around 2 p.m., I got a text from an unexpected number. Olivia. I'd forgotten we even had each other's numbers. We'd exchanged them months ago when we were planning some group trip that never ended up happening. Olivia. Hey Marcus. Can I call you? It's important. I stared at the message. What could Olivia possibly want to talk to me about? Sore. My phone rang immediately. Marcus. Hi. Olivia's voice was tense, uncomfortable. Hey, what's up? Okay, so I need to tell you something and I really don't know how you're going to take this. My stomach tightened. Okay. Last Saturday. At my place. After you left, Jessica kept talking about you. And it wasn't good. She said some really harsh things. I closed my eyes. I know. Silence. You know. Yeah. I heard her. The placeholder comment. All of it. Oh my God. Olivia sounded genuinely horrified. Marcus, I'm so sorry. I should have said something right then. I should have shut it down. But she's my friend and I didn't know how to. It's fine. You don't need to apologize. But I do. What she said was so out of line. And I just sat there and laughed. I feel terrible. Why are you calling me now? I asked. She hesitated. Because something else happened. Yesterday, Wednesday. My chest went cold. What happened? Jessica met up with Ryan. The name hit me like a punch. Ryan. Her ex. The one she'd been comparing me to for months. How do you know? My voice sounded strange, distant. Chelsea saw them. At that wine bar downtown. The one on 5th Street. I knew the place. We'd been there on our second date. They were sitting really close. Olivia continued. Holding hands. Laughing. It looked intimate. I couldn't breathe. Chelsea took a video. Olivia said quietly. She sent it to me last night, and I've been sick about it ever since. I didn't know if I should show you or not, but you deserve to know the truth. Send it. Marcus, are you sure? Yes, send it. Okay, I'm sending it now. And Marcus, I'm really sorry. You deserve so much better than this. The video came through about 30 seconds later. 43 seconds long. I pressed play. The footage was shaky, clearly filmed from across the bar. But I could see everything. Jessica was sitting in a booth with a guy I recognized immediately from photos. Ryan. Tall, confident-looking, the kind of guy who probably never questioned whether he was good enough. They were leaning close. Too close. His hand was on top of hers, both of them laughing at something. And then, at the 30-second mark, he leaned in and kissed her. Not a friendly kiss. Not a peck on the cheek. A real kiss. And Jessica didn't pull away. She leaned into it. Her hand came up to his face. The video ended. I watched it again. And again. And again. Each time, I felt less. Like my emotions were shutting down one by one. Anger, sadness, betrayal, they all just faded into this cold, empty clarity. My phone buzzed. Olivia. I'm so sorry. Marcus, are you okay? Asked me. Yeah, thank you for telling me. Asked Olivia's. What are you going to do? I stared at that question for a long time. What was I going to do? Miss. I don't know yet. But that was a lie. I knew exactly what I was going to do. Nothing. I wasn't going to confront her. Wasn't going to send her the video. Wasn't going to give her the chance to explain or make excuses or turn this around on me somehow. I was just going to wait. Wait and see how long it took for the truth to catch up to her. Because it always does. Thursday afternoon, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Olivia, Jessica's friend from game night. We'd exchanged numbers months ago for some group planning thing, but we'd only texted maybe 3 times total. Olivia. Hey Marcus, can I call you? It's important. Sure. She called within 10 seconds. Marcus, I need to tell you something, and I don't know how you're going to react. Okay, last Saturday at my place. After you left, Jessica kept talking about you, and it wasn't good. She said some really harsh things. My throat tightened. Silence. You know? Yeah, I heard her. The placeholder comment, all of it. Oh my God, Marcus, I'm so sorry. I should have said something right then, but I didn't know what to do. She's my friend, but what she said was so out of line. Why are you calling me now? What? She hesitated. Because something else happened. Yesterday. Wednesday. Jessica met up with Ryan. My stomach dropped. How do you know? Chelsea saw them. At that wine bar downtown on 5th Street. They were sitting really close, holding hands, laughing. I felt like I was underwater. Chelsea took a video. Olivia continued. She sent it to me. I've been sick about it ever since. I don't know if I should show you or not. But you deserve to know. Said it. Are you sure? Les. Okay, I'm sending it now. And Marcus, I'm really sorry. You deserve so much better. The video came through 30 seconds later, 43 seconds long. Shaky footage, clearly filmed from across the bar. Jessica was sitting in a booth with a guy I recognized from photos. Ryan. Her ex. The one she always compared me to. They were leaning in close. His hand was on top of hers, both of them laughing. And then, at the 30-second mark, he leaned in and kissed her. Not a quick peck. A real kiss. And she didn't pull away. I watched it 3 times. Then I saved it to my phone. Then I just sat there. Olivia, are you okay? Asked me. Yeah. Thanks for telling me. Asked Olivia. What are you going to do? Asked me. I don't know yet. But I did know. I knew exactly what I was going to do. Nothing. I wasn't going to confront her. Wasn't going to send her the video. Wasn't going to give her a chance to explain or lie or manipulate. I was just going to let the truth catch up to her. Friday afternoon, around 3 p.m., My doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole. Jessica was standing there, eyes red and puffy. Mascara streaked down her face. I opened the door. She pushed past me into my apartment. Someone sent me a video. I closed the door. What video? Don't play dumb with me, Marcus. A video of me and Ryan at the wine bar. Someone recorded us and sent it to me. Why would I know anything about that? Because the timing is suspicious. You've been distant all week, and then suddenly this video shows up. I didn't send you anything, Jessica. But you knew, didn't you? You knew I met up with Ryan. I said nothing. Her face crumpled. It didn't mean anything. Okay. I was confused. You've been acting so weird. And he reached out, and I wanted to feel wanted for once. For once. You know what I mean? No, I don't. Explain it to me. She was crying harder now. You're so passive, Marcus. You never fight for me. You never make me feel like you actually want me. Ryan used to make me feel like that, and I made a mistake. Okay? I'm sorry. I looked at her standing in my living room, mascara stained, desperate, and I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness. Just a cold, clear understanding. Who sent you the video? I asked. I don't know. It came from a random number. Just the video. No message. I nodded. Probably someone who thought your boyfriend should know. You're my boyfriend, Marcus. Not anymore. Her face went pale. Marcus, please. Don't do this. I made one mistake. You made a lot of mistakes, Jessica. Kissing Ryan is just the one someone caught on camera. What's that supposed to mean? It means I heard you. Saturday night at Olivia's. I heard you call me a placeholder. Tell your friends I'm the guy women date only to pass time. That I'm not exciting or ambitious. That you don't know what you're doing with me. All the color drained from her face. Marcus. I was drunk. I didn't mean. You meant it. Drunk words are sober thoughts. You've been thinking it for months. You just finally said it out loud. I love you. No, you don't. You love the idea of having someone stable while you figure out what you really want. But I'm not interested in being your backup plan anymore. She tried to argue, tried to convince me we could work through it. I just shook my head. Jessica, even if you hadn't kissed Ryan, we'd still be done. Because the foundation here is broken. You don't respect me. You don't value me. And I'm not going to spend my life trying to prove my worth to someone who's already decided I don't have any. She sat on my couch, crying into her hands. Finally, she looked up. What do I do now? That's not my problem. You need to leave. And she did. I closed the door behind her, locked it. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. That was 3 weeks ago. Jessica tried calling a few more times. Sent long texts about wanting to work on things. I never responded. I heard through Olivia that Jessica and Ryan tried to make it work. It fell apart in a week. Turns out, once the excitement of sneaking around was gone, they had nothing. Last night, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Jessica, using a friend's phone. I know you don't want to talk to me. But I just want you to know I'm sorry. You deserved better. I was selfish. I hope you find someone who appreciates you. I read it twice. Then I deleted it. Because here's the thing. I don't need her apology. I don't need her validation. I know my worth. Jessica called me a placeholder. Said I was the guy women date only to pass time. Maybe she was right. About some women. But those aren't the women I want anyway. I want someone who sees me as the destination, not the detour. And I'm willing to wait for that person. So that's the story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Reddit Family Stories for more real relationship drama. Drop a comment and let me know what you would have done in Marcus's situation. Would you have confronted her immediately? Or done what he did? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.